BFTB, best fight the best. So the WBC did a lot of ordering. You know, that's a hot topic for a lot of people right now, the orders that the WBC made. But the reality is the orders that the WBC made don't mean shit. You know, they shouldn't even call it orders. They should call it suggestions. Because, you know, me being a former military guy, if I ordered somebody to do something, they did it. That was just that. And there was consequences if you didn't. You know, in this realm, if you order somebody to do something and they don't do it, you just say, oh well, and move on to the next thing. Hey, oh well, no biggie. Yeah, I ordered you to do it, but you decided not to, so alright, cool. And in that case, your orders mean absolutely nothing. In that case, they mean nothing. Because if you order somebody to do something and they don't do it, and there's no consequence for them to not do it, then what's the point of ordering? But whatever. So what they really meant is WBC suggestions. So I say all that to say this. The one fight that, I mean, I'm interested in all the fights that the WBC suggested, but the one main fight that got me going, you know what I'm saying, is the suggestion that Charlo and Golovkin fight. That suggestion is the one that got me going the most. Because for the longest time, you know, for Golovkin's rise, the fan bitches, the haters and the protectors, the haters of anybody that was a threat to him, because it's not like there was a particular person, a particular fighter that they hated on. They hated on anybody that was a threat to him. Anybody. They hated on him. So the haters, the protectors, the people that said he can do no wrong, no matter what he does, no matter what bum he fights, you know what I'm saying? They'll justify it however way they want to justify it. You know, you can slice it, dice it, salt it, sugarcoat it, however you want, and they'll justify it however they want. They'll just sprinkle the salt right on it. It's good enough. There you go. That's good. Like, listen, bro. Dominic Wade was nowhere near a competitive fight. He was not a competitive fighter. But he just happened to be the IBF mandatory. Just happened to be that. So you guys, the protectors, and, you know, the weird ass fans and sheep, oh, Golovkin needs to fight him. He has to fight him. He can't lose his titles. You want him to get stripped? Of course you do, because you hate him. You want him to get stripped. You hate Golovkin. Like, no, I don't hate Golovkin. No, I don't. I don't even fucking know him. No, I hate his actions. I hate the coward moves that he made. And they say, oh, BFTB, what coward moves? He's got so many title defenses. He's fought everybody. Well, no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't fought everybody. No, he has not fought everybody. There were several fighters in the beginning and when he was coming up that he could have fought. Several that he didn't fight. But whatever. Whatever. I mean, that's a factual statement, but whatever. Moving past that. You know? He could have fought Canelo at 155. Contrary to what a lot of you people that don't know shit about boxing, contrary to your thought process, 155 is a middleweight. Do you know why 155 is a middleweight? 155 is a middleweight the same reason why 156, 157, 158, and 159 is a middleweight. The same reason why. It's the same reason. Because 154 is the limit to junior middleweight. That's why. And anything from 155 to 160 is a middleweight. So Golovkin could have fought Canelo at 155. It's a catch weight. We do it all the time. it would be a sanctioned fight. It would be a sanctioned middleweight fight because it's in the middleweight. Just like if Golovkin and Andre Ward fought at 164, it would be a sanctioned super middleweight fight because 161 through 167 is the super middleweight division. Now, you guys can talk about limits all you want. You go ahead, talk about limits all you want. Act as if the limit is the middleweight division. You just say no. They've got to fight at 160. They have to weigh 160. Well, if they have to weigh 160 in order for it to be a middleweight fight, why, when fighters come in at 159 point something, 158, that the fight is a fight still sanctioned? They don't want weigh 160. They need to step off the scale and start drinking water to get up to 160, and then step back on the scale so they can equal 160. You guys don't make sense at all, but I understand you. I've been dealing with you all long enough to understand y'all bullshit. Now, Golovkin is in the position, right, where he can prove the bullshit that you all elevated him to for so long. He can prove it now. You know, he can shut us up, the people, the doubters. Because I was not a doubter of Golovkin. Check the resume. The videos are still up. I was a big time supporter of Golovkin. Big time. Made videos about it and all. They are still up. Check the resume. Big time supporter of him. Until he ducked Andre Ward. And you all just changed the subject. Oh, Golovkin will beat the shit out of Andre Ward. Golovkin stops Andre Ward. He stops him. That's what you changed it to. You changed it to that instead of when is the fight happening. Instead of that, you just changed it to what he would do if it happened. Not when is it happening. No, what he will do if it happens. You know, Golovkin ducked Laura. He said the dude there's no financial gain in it. But that's not what you were saying. And that's what drew all of us to you, is that you were saying the same type of shit Keith Thurman started to say, which drew us to Keith Thurman. But it's all a farce, man. It's all a farce. You know, the shit that Errol Spence is saying right now, that's what draws us to Errol Spence. The stuff that Deontay Wilder is saying, it draws us to Deontay Wilder. That's the stuff, that's what we want to see. We want to see the best fight the best. These guys want to fight the best. The stuff that Lomachenko is saying, that's what draws us to Lomachenko. They want to fight the best. That's what we want to see. That's what Golovkin said. That's what drew me to Golovkin. What pushed me away is when he stopped doing it. Is when the best wanted to fight him and he didn't do it. That's what pushed me away. You know, this isn't a race thing. This isn't a I just hate on Golovkin thing. No, I have mad respect and love for the dude, man. I supported him heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. He did that to himself. He could have fought Laura. Why not? He's 154. He was in the realm that you said you're going to fight these guys. He could have fought Andre Ward. Why not? He was 168. He was in the realm that you said you would fight these guys. Don't give me, oh, well, Andre Ward's going to come in he's going to come in so big on fight night. Because that's what y'all were saying. Andre Ward is going to weigh 220 pounds. Like, why are y'all making excuses? None of that shit is none of that matters. What matters is what this man himself said. And he said himself that he will fight anybody from 154 to 168. Well, Andre Ward is 168. Well, he was 168. And Arislandi Lara was 154. They were both within the realm of what you said. So don't tell me now about the fact that, oh, these guys are big or they don't sell. Like, that's not, you never said that. Had you said that from the beginning, maybe I could have preemptively changed my thought process and I'll be thinking a little bit different about the man, but that's not what you said. That's not what you said. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why you lost a lot of fans. That's the reason why you picked up a lot of casuals and you dropped a lot of casuals after Canelo beat you. You lost a lot of casuals. But the hardcore fans are the ones that will always be there. Those are the ones that will always support you. Or they're the ones that'll always shit on you, like myself. I'm shitting on Golovkin now because he lied to me. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me, a boxing fan, a hardcore, a diehard, you can't tell me you're going to do something, and then when the time comes to do it, you do something else. You make up another excuse. You change the narrative or push the direction. Look, Golovkin is in a prime position right now, you know what I'm saying, to gain back the hardcores. Golovkin is in a prime position right now to prove that he is who the casuals thought he was. Go in there, fight Charlo and beat him. Even if you don't fight him, even if you don't beat him, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get respect for actually fighting the man. You're going to get respect for that. You know what I'm saying? From the hardcores. The hardcores are going to give you respect. And what you got, what these boxers fail to realize, yes, the casuals are the ones that give you that quick money. It's like selling drugs. The casuals are crack. They're going to give you that fast dollar. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that fast bread. You know what I'm saying? But the hardcores are a job. They are a decent, not a great, a decent paying job. They would be a great paying job if there was as many hardcores as there was casuals. But there isn't. There's less hardcores. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are the slow and steady money. You know what I'm saying? We are a decent paying job. That's what we are. Hardcores are a decent paying job that you're good at. We are a decent paying job that you're good at. You will as long as you are consistent with what you do, you know what I'm saying, you will always have us. We will always give you that consistent dollar. You know what I'm saying? You will never be broke. You won't be super rich, but you will never be broke. Now, if you get the casuals, then you take a risk. The risk over the reward isn't that bad. The reward is better than the risk by getting the casuals because they come fast. They're quick money. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is say some bullshit and then the casuals are boom right on you. So you're gonna get that quick bread. But the problem with quick bread is quick money goes fast. That's the problem with it. So you gotta keep saying some stupid shit, keep doing some stupid shit to get more casuals. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep doing that. And then once you get them, you maximize your dollar, and then once you maximize your dollar, you can store it or change the narrative a little bit to try to keep. You're gonna lose some when you change the narrative, but the amount of casuals that you got with the amount of hardcores that you have will keep you with that consistent high dollar value. A lot of people ain't gonna get that, but then many will. But the bottom line is you put yourself in a position with the casuals to make yourself something serious. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is fight one or two people. One or two, even if you lose. I mean, if you lose, we're going to talk shit about you. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get the respect of actually taking the fight. You're going to respect of actually having the fight. You're going to draw a whole new crowd to you versus what you have right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you lost a lot of hardcores. I'm telling Golovkin right now, you lost a lot of hardcores. The hardcore fan is more with Charlo than they are with Golovkin. That's a factual statement. People go say, oh, no, that's not true. I'm a hardcore fan. Okay, well, jump your ass on Marlowe's corner, right? Jump your ass on Marlowe's corner. And let's see how much of a hardcore fan you are when they start asking those questions. Let's just see how many you can answer. Let's just see. I mean, it took me a couple of days, a couple of tries. And I was right there. And I even answered some the first day. I guarantee y'all motherfuckers ain't hardcore fans, because if you were, you'd be to answer some of those questions without Google. Jump your ass on Marlowe's corner and go ahead and see what you can do. And I'm not saying that's the only determination of a hardcore fan. It's not the only determination, but it's one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them. Knowledge. It's one of them. That's one of the determinations of a hardcore fan is knowledge. And if you don't think that's the determination of a hardcore fan, then what is? What is? Whatever, man. Look, Golovkin, you got an opportunity to do something. You do. You have an opportunity to win back some hardcore fans that you lost with the lies that you told. You know what I'm saying? With the fear that you showed. And I'm not even going to say the lies Golovkin told, because I don't think Golovkin really told. Well, it's sort of hazy on that. It's hazy. I will say more so Tom Loeffner and Abel Sanchez were the ones that was lying. And lying badly. Inconsistently. And on video, which even worse. You're lying on video. I mean, at least lie in an article where people can't see you doing it. You lie on video. On video, you say, oh well, you know, Golovkin will fight Andre Ward, and Andre Ward's a champion, so it'll have to be at 168 because I don't see Andre Ward going down to 160. You know, and we have no problem with fighting Andre Ward at 168. You say that on video. And then you go, when Andre Ward says, okay, let's fight at 168. Then you go and say, oh, well, you know, Andre Ward is the best at 168. Golovkin is the best at 160. So, you know, it only makes sense to fight at 164. Well, wait a minute. You just said you're not going to fight him at 160, at 160, or you said you're not going to fight him at anything other than 168 because he's the 168 champion and you don't see him coming down. You just said that. But now you're saying, oh, well, you know, he's the best at 168. We're the best at 160. So let's just meet in the middle. You know, the best fight the best in the middle. That's what? What are you talking about? And even then, I was giving him a little credit. Like, okay, I guess that makes sense. You know, he goes up 4, you drop down 4, the best fight the best in the middle. Oh, all right, I can see that. All right, fine. You know, go ahead and fine. Let's just start pushing for it. Fine. But then after Ward said, that's not what y'all told me. Fuck you. I'll do what you won't do. And I'll move all the way up to 175 and I'll fight Kovalev. I'll do what you won't do. Then they came back and said, oh, well, we never said we want 164-pound catch weight. We never told Andre Ward that. We never said that. We always said it'll be at 168 or we can fight at 160. We never said 164. But they said all 3 things on video. I'm like, what? Dude, I just fucking watched you say this. I just watched you say you will only fight Andre Ward at 164. I just watched you say this. I made a video on it. I made a video on all 3. And I know I'm not tripping because not only did I read the articles and save them, I downloaded the videos and saved those. And then I rewatched them and I'm like, bro, no, I ain't tripping. You're lying. Bald-faced lying. Lost all respect for Golovkin, man. Lost all respect. All respect. But he has an opportunity now. He has an opportunity with what the WBC ordered, really suggested. If he fights Charlo, he gains back a lot of respect. If he beats Charlo, then he is bona fide. He is what the casuals, the haters and protectors say he is. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to me. You can't come to BFTB and say, oh, Golovkin is this. He's great. He's this. He's the best middleweight. He'll beat Hagler. He's this and he's that. Because I'm going to say, prove it. If you're saying that he's better than Charlo, fight him. Beat him. He's active right now. This isn't saying, oh, he's better than Hagler and me saying prove it, and then we have to look at the resumes because Hagler isn't fighting, which Golovkin loses there too. But I mean, these are active fighters. They're fighting at the exact same time. Don't tell me about how Golovkin's old now. He's past his prime. Don't tell me about none of that shit. The man is still fighting. He is an active fighter. Charlo is an active fighter. Charlo is a WBC mandatory. He's in the same position that Dominic Wade was in. Now, if Golovkin wants to get a three-peat with Canelo, and he's trying to bypass what the WBC ordered and all this other shit so he can get right back into another trilogy fight with Canelo. Look, man, how about you just fight Charlo, beat Charlo, and become the WBC mandatory? The irony of that. Think about the irony of that. When you were the mandatory to Canelo and Canelo dropped the belt, right? Because he didn't want to fight you for whatever reasons. Now you get right back in the thick of things. You beat Charlo, and then you become the mandatory yet again. And you could put him in the same position you had him before. This is a fucking feel amazing story for Golovkin and Golovkin's fans. Not a feel good story. This is a feel amazing story. He shuts everybody up. You know, you go in there, you come to you fight Charlo, and you come to the ring in with like a King Jaffe Joffre's fucking lion over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You come to the Golovkin signs to fight Charlo, and then comes to the ring with a King Jaffe Joffre lion over his shoulder. Dog, that'll be savage. That will be savage. You know what I'm saying? Let Charlo come to the ring talk about lions only, but you come there with Jaffe Joffre's lion over your shoulder. Savage. And then you beat Charlo. Dog, you are the goods. You are the motherfucking goods. The goods. But no, that's not even your thought process. Your thought process is, clearly from what Abel Sanchez said, is that who is Charlo? Charlo doesn't deserve to fight Golovkin. Charlo just can't come into 160 and fight Heelan Sebastian and think that he can just get right to fighting, just get a shot right at fighting Golovkin. Well, why not? Since when did who you fight to become the mandatory matter more than you being the mandatory? Since when did that come into play? So what you're saying, and it's weird because I see the UK weirdos, protectors and fan bitches do the same shit with Dillian White. As if beating Robert Helenius and beating fucking fat old ass Lucas Brown, who came back with no tune-ups, yet again, another fighter with no tune-ups off of long-ass layoffs. You know, a fat, old Lucas Brown and fucking hyped-up Joseph Parker, because he was complete hype. Because he had an opportunity to show his fucking his mantle and his skills if he would have fought Deontay Wilder instead of Kojono, which y'all still won't fucking recognize. You still won't recognize Kojono as a career sparring partner. And Luis Ortiz showed y'all how you deal with a fucking career sparring partner when he flatlined his ass. You know, something that Joseph Parker couldn't do. You know, Joseph Parker went the distance with Kojono, and Luis Ortiz flatlined his ass in like 2 rounds. But you know, Luis Ortiz, the old man, flatlined Kojono in 2 rounds, and then Joseph Parker goes to Joseph Parker went to full distance with him before that. Whatever. Listen, man, I see that with them. They just say, well, you can fight these guys, and that makes you since you fought these people right here, these 3 people, then in our eyes, that makes you good enough to be the mandatory to the champion. Really? So you just pick 3 people. He just happened to fight, but that makes him good enough for the champion. Based on your words, on your thought process, on your opinions that you make up to determine whatever. But the WBC's sanctions, who they pick as their mandatory, doesn't mean anything to you. Unless it's the fighter that you want to be the mandatory. Because I can say, what the fuck did Golovkin do to become the mandatory? I can say that. What did he do to become the mandatory to Canelo? What did he do? What did he do? Because in my recollection, Gennady Golovkin was already a champion. He was already a champion. So they're mandating champions to fight another champion. How can you mandate another sanctioned body's champion to fight this champion? Okay, well, how about you mandate Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder? How about you mandate that? Mandate that. Mandate Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua to fight. Mandate that. Whatever, dude. Like, for real. Y'all, you're not going to pull the wig over my eyes. Look, Golovkin's got an opportunity right now to back up and prove everything that the casuals and the fan bitches said he was. He's got that opportunity. All he has to do is fight Charlo Even if he loses, we're still going to give him respect. But fight him. If he beats him, he is who y'all say he was. Because just like y'all say, oh, well, you know, Joseph Parker and Robert Hellenius, you know, and Lucas Brown, those fighters, we deem those fighters as fighters with top competition. They're top competition. So by Dillian White beating them, he deserves to be the mandatory. Right? Okay, fine. Well, Gennady Golovkin beating Charlo will make him, will in my eyes, he will deserve to be the mandatory to Canelo. Two can play that game, man. BFTB and I'm out.